MapleStory, a game that consumed my life since childhood, and even more so recently. I got back into the game sometime last year, and have been pretty active since then. No matter how busy I was, no matter how late I came back from work, I would always try my best to complete my dailies. If you're a gamer, I'm pretty sure you know how important these dailies are. You won't lose a limb for not doing it, but you do it like your life depends on it. It wouldn't be much of a problem if I just did it, stop, and move on with my life. I went overboard. I let it ruin my life. It all started last year. I was pretty inactive in MapleStory, but I didn't exactly quit the game. I've been doing partial dailies every day and just AFK my character there while I work on other things like my YouTube channel. There was also a period where I saw a lot of growth on this channel and I experienced my first viral video. At that point, I don't really care if I miss my dailies or not. If I have the time, I'll do it. If I don't, so be it. Around that time, I've been playing the game pretty much alone, so there really isn't much of an incentive for me to progress my character that much. I was only competing with myself, and in that situation, it easily brought my attention to things that truly matters to me, such as working out, progressing my channel, reading books, or spending time with my loved ones. Around this time late last year, my friends started to come back to the game. We formed a boss party and would go on weekly boss runs together over Discord, just like how we used to do back in 2020 when we all can't leave our houses. At a certain point, which I'm pretty sure my friends felt it too, we felt that we shouldn't be stuck at this level of gameplay. There's a ton of way harder bosses, and for you guys that play the game too, we were only able to fight up to Chaos Dusk. That's pretty much what I would consider early mid-game. We were not even close to the endgame. In order to take that next step, we would have to improve our equips, and one of that would be what the community would call Liberation. Via this Liberation questline, which spans over 8 long months that you have no way to cut short, at the end of it, you can get the best endgame weapon at that point, called the Henesys weapon. This 8-month-long commitment, on top of the companionship of my friends, it sunk me deeper into the game. This 8-month-long questline requires you to solo some pretty hard bosses that I couldn't beat at that point, but in order to progress, you have to defeat them solo. Otherwise, your 8-month-long liberation journey will take longer since I'll have to slowly build up my equip. And you know, MapleStory is a pay-to-win game. There is no way you can make that fast of a progress without dedicating tens of hours every day. And so, I did what any working adult with money would do. I threw money into the game, like lots of it. We are talking 4 digits. When you put that kind of money into the game, let me tell you, there is absolutely no way you'll be spending lesser time on the game, even though you thought you would, since you are buying progress. You get deeper, like way deeper. I got to a point where I was spending an absurd amount of time, not just playing the game, but thinking about the game. During my free time at work, I would read up threads, scroll the MapleStory Discord community group chats, watch bossing videos, and think about what my next expenditure in the game should be. Thinking about a game like that isn't all that bad, until it became somewhat of an obsession. I get disturbed and uneasy if I wasn't able to find the time to complete what I plan to do for my MapleStory character. I couldn't feel present in the moment when I'm with my loved ones, as I would constantly think about the game. At times, when the day has barely started, a part of me wished that I could quickly go home already and train my MapleStory character. It is nuts. Now, let's move on to the money aspect. I have invested a pretty hefty sum into the game already. I was constantly upgrading my equips with real life money just because I can. It wasn't because I want to increase my damage to down higher level bosses. I was already at a sweet spot where there's a nice balance between how much I've invested into the game versus what I could potentially get out of the game. And FYI, that's around Hard Heretic Healer. But because of the dopamine hit when I was able to see tangible improvements in the numbers, where I can see my damage increase, and an increase in this parameter called the combat power, which is a gauge of how strong your character is compared to others, I went deeper than I needed, finding my character beyond what was necessary. This got me into not just an abnormally high expense, but also into the pursuit of seeing tangible progress in a meaningless vanity combat power. This was probably what made me spend so much money and time compared to real life. In real life, sometimes it's difficult to see such tangible and immediate progress. I could be training for weeks and months at the gym and see no visible results. Meanwhile, I could simply drop a couple $100 into the game, and in a span of minutes, I could see tangible progress in my combat power. This was the trap that I got myself into, and I understand now why and how most people got sucked into the game. But that's just the nature of the game. It takes extraordinary effort to stay stay committed and keep pushing in real life. As compared to the virtual world, it's not easy to see results like the virtual world, but the results are way more fulfilling, always. If you think about it, all these efforts, time, and money that I've invested into the game could very much well go into another character that is way more meaningful, purposeful, and fulfilling. That character is me. That character is you. If I have that same obsession and drive to grind on my real life character, be it on my fitness, my career, my passion like this channel, I could very well reach a point where I could see everything from top down somewhere down the road. What good is it for me to grind my game character until such an extent? So what if I could down the hardest boss in the game? Sure, it is fun and all, but that fun could very much be found in real life too. And the things that we achieve in real life are always way more fulfilling and enriching. The progress that we make in real life could benefit not just us, but those around us, or even those across the globe. That kind of fulfillment couldn't be found in a game. I'm not saying that you should ditch all the games and all. I'm a real person. I don't want to be that fake social media guy that you see online telling you to ditch all the animes and games and lock in. Life isn't all about the grind 24/7. It's good to take breaks and indulge a little on some of these, but just don't go overboard like how I did or how you are probably doing right now. If you find that the balance has been tilted in such a way that you're putting in way more time, energy, money, everything into a virtual game character compared to your real life character, that's when you know that you have to do something. I'm not saying it for the sake of saying that real life matters more. It is, and always is. But you are the one with goals. You are the one with things or dreams that you want to achieve. You want to become richer, fitter, look better, become smarter, get good grades. You are the one with all these ambition and goals. But meanwhile, you are spending all that time on a virtual character. If you can acknowledge that you want the skill to tilt more towards real life because you know that there are way more things that you find way more fulfilling to achieve in real life, you have to take action and actually put in the effort to tilt that skill for real. Pursue progress on you. Progress your real life character, not your game character.